In this video, we're going to build the Temple of Spinjitzu. We're going to be using mainly pieces that are from our blacksmith shop, and then pieces that are in the new bag that you have today. So you can see we're going to use, from the blacksmith shop, we're going to use the 8x16 baseboard that we used before, the two 6x8 plates, 4 of the 1x2x5 tall bricks. We use 9 of them in the blacksmith shop. That's one of the biggest differences. 4 of the tall red pillars we used, and 2 new ones that come in the pack. 2 1x2 plates with side clips, 2 1x2 plates with bars, 4 1x3 slopes, 2 1x2 bricks, 4 1x4 bricks, 1 1x6 brick, 1 1x6 arch, 2 1x4 arches. One is from the fireplace and the other one is from the weapon rack. And then we're going to use the 4 clip bricks from the weapon rack as well. And then 4 2x6 plates. One of these is from the blacksmith shop and 3 come from your pack. And then all the rest of these, and then this 2x2 round plate comes from the blacksmith shop. And then all of the rest of these pieces come from your pack. There's an octagonal plate, a 1x6 brick with holes in it, a long axle with a stop at the end, a short axle with a stop at the end, a short axle cuff, a long axle cuff, a sword, one of the boat stud spinny bases, 1 2x2 round brick, and 2 wheels. Also, I forgot to lay out this piece. There's also a 6x8 trapdoor in your bag. We're going to start with the 8x16 base, and we're going to take 2 of the 1x3 slopey pieces and stick them along one side, along the front, starting in from the ends. Then, next to those, we're going to stick 2 1x2 bricks. So we continue in, and we're going to take the next 2 1x3 slopes and stick them on top so that that slope continues upwards. So that leaves you with a 6 stud wide gap between these 2 slopes. Now we're going to start coming in, building walls coming in from these slopes. So we're going to take 2 of the tall 1x2 bricks and stick them next to the stud that is at the top of the slope, going inwards like this. And then we're going to take another 2 and we leave a 2 stud gap and stick these on like this, so they're in line with the first brick, and you have a 2 stud gap between the bricks, and then there's a 1 stud gap between the second brick and the edge of your board. Now we're going to take our 1x4 bricks and stack 2 of them together, and we're going to stick them in between the 2 high bricks. So when you look from the outside, it means that you see like a recessed red wall here, and on the inside you can see like it's just stretching across between those 2, just inside. And we do the same on the other side. Take 2 1x4 bricks and make a mirror image of what you had just built. Now we're going to take our 2 small arches, or 2 1x4 arches, and stick them across the top like this. And our clippy pieces are going to fill in these gaps, the corners on each of these walls. So you're going to stick them on with the clips facing out to the front and facing out to the back like this. Now we're going to take the 2 tall pillars and we're going to stick them in here. So that is one stud in from the edge, right next to this little wall. Like this. So the top of the pillar is right next to the one stud clippy brick. Now you're going to take this arch brick, the 1x6 arch brick, and stick it across between those two pillars. And then on top of the side walls, we want to get all the walls to be level. We're using two 1x6 bricks. One is a plain 1x6 brick and the other is a 1x6 brick with holes in it. Does not matter which side they go on, as long as we end up even, like this. And I just realized when I showed all of the pieces that you need to build this, I missed out on this piece, which was in your new pack today. This is two pieces that make a trapdoor, and you clip the smaller one into the bigger one, like this. And now we're going to stick this on top. Now, you want to make sure that the side that opens, the side that does not have the hinge, is next to the brick with the holes in it. Now, when you stick it on, it falls down automatically. We need something to hold it up. And that is what the short axle and the cuff are for. So we want to stick the axle in from the inside so that the flat stop on the end of it is here. So now if I pull it this way, it won't come out. If I pull it this way, it does come out. We need to fix that. We're going to take this and stick it on the end. So now the axle is secure, and on the inside, when you pull it this way, it's totally flat against the wall, which means that our trapdoor can go back up again. And now underneath the trapdoor, I stick the axle in, and that holds the trapdoor up. All I have to do to open the trapdoor is pull the axle out, like that. We're going to go back down a little bit again. We have our 1x2 plates with clips and bars. And we're going to do just like we did in the blacksmith shop. We're going to clip them together. And they stick through the gap on the side onto the middle of your little red wall. And you do that on both sides so that one end of the hinge is sticking out like this. Now you're going to take your 6x8 plates, your roof plates, and we're going to stick them on to that hinge, just directly onto the hinge this time. We don't need a piece that goes in between. They just stick on. Those two studs on the hinge go onto the two studs in the middle of the long side of the plate. And then you fold the plate down, the slopes at the front. Hold the plate in position, the right angle. Now we take our 4 remaining pillars and we're going to stick them on top. We're going to stick them in from the sides slightly. So we're making an exact square. There's 4 studs between the pillars in all directions. Then we're going to take our 4 2x6s and we're going to use them to make a square. Like this. You take 2 opposite sides are on the bottom and then the 2 opposite sides are on the top, and that makes a square. And we stick it on. Okay, now, so that is going to hold up the roof of our temple. And the rest of the pieces you have left are for the roof. Take this big long axle and this 2x2 round plate, slide it down. Now take the 2x2 bolt stud and stick it on the very bottom like this, and then stick the whole of that through the hole in the middle of your octagonal plate. Now we're going to make a series of round pieces on the point of the roof. This is how Japanese pagoda roofs look. we're going to use the wider wheel, and then the narrower wheel, and then this 2x2 round brick, and then finally this long cuff which will hold all of this on, and then the sword. And now we take the whole roof and stick it on like this.